Hey everybody, this is Kristen from A Voice and a View, here to do another video. I've tried to do this video a few times. First time I got cut off because my battery died. Second time I screwed it up. But anyways, this is my last one. So today's healing lesson is called the 4 Clairs. And whether you know or not, there are 4 main Clairs, which are spiritual gifts. Okay, which I have them all. And some people may have them and their gifts are not as strong. Others have more abilities. But it depends on how much healing you do within yourself. Okay, the more darkness that you release off your body, releasing all of your pain and trauma, okay, through opening up your chakras in meditation, being in nature, being alone, crying out your pain and suffering, okay, the more you do this, the more you come back to God, like a baby, before all the trauma attaches, okay? But the more healing you do, you will have these abilities. And God will send you the gifts. God will activate them within you. Okay, so I'm going to talk about all 4. The first one being clairvoyance. And clairvoyance has everything to do with sight, for the eyes to see. Okay, like I talk about, for the eyes to see and the ears to hear. But it has everything to do with seeing. Okay, and I wrote some notes because I kind of screwed up on one of my videos, so I want to make sure that I don't have to repeat myself again. Because I forgot some information, and I want to make sure I get it in here. Okay. So, clairvoyance. You will have the gift of seeing angel numbers. Okay. Your angels are trying to get you messages through angel numbers. So you will start seeing double digits, triple digits, even quadruple digits on things. And if you're seeing a repeated number, there's a reason for that. You're being sent a message. So please look that number up. But my first one was 1111, which means new beginnings. And it means that you're on a higher frequency. So as you start to heal and releasing the darkness off of you, okay, internally, you will start to become on a higher, or start to be on a higher frequency. Okay? You will start to have vivid dreams, see them in detail. You will also see orbs. You will see shadows. This has definitely happened to me. I'll catch it out of the corner of my eye and I'll be like, what's going on? You know? But clairvoyance has everything to do with your eyes and what you see. Okay? You could be seeing phrases on vehicles, on signs, on license plates, on anything, really. And you'll know there's a message being sent from spirit. Okay? You'll just pick up on it and it'll be like a knowing. Okay? Second one, clairaudience. And clairaudience has everything to do with hearing. For those with the eyes to see and the ears to hear. Okay? And song lyrics are big for me with this one. And if you didn't know this, I know you've heard it before about telepathy, but telepathy is very real because we are all connected. So when someone is thinking about you, a lot of the times you're going to start thinking about them. Okay? But you really pick up on it when you're clairaudient. They will send you a message and you will hear it in a song lyric or in a song. But it's a big one. Telepathy is very real. When you do a lot of healing work through meditation, you open up more parts of your brain. Okay, you activate different areas of your brain. And we only use about 10%. And there is a reason for that. They don't know, or they don't want you to know that. But the more you activate other areas of your brain, you will start to have some abilities that you didn't realize that you had. Okay. Sensitive to noise. Huge one. In the beginning of my awakening, I couldn't be around a bunch of people. It really bothered my ears. I had a really hard time being in a building with a bunch of people, having a bunch of people talking around me. It was like I was in a, like when you're in a big empty house and everything is like the noise just bouncing off of walls. I mean, that's what it felt like to me. I had a hard time being anywhere where it was loud. Okay, so you'll really notice this. Ringing in the ears, a big one. You will have messages, okay, warning signs. Your ears will ring on one side or the other, and one side is physical, one is spiritual. So when you do get ringing in your ears, look it up. Look up what high-pitched noises mean. Look up what low-pitched noises mean, because there's messages in both on each side, okay? Sometimes you will hear voices or footsteps. And the best thing I can explain on this subject is in my old home. It was a one-story house. And when I was really awakening, I could hear like a whole family above me. Like there was a second apartment upstairs and there was no apartment. But I kept hearing footsteps all the time. And actually, I'm dealing with this right now in where I'm currently living. I'm hearing loud footsteps. Okay, like somebody is stomping. And there's nobody above me. But yeah, it's kind of crazy, guys. But you will also pick up on other people's conversations further away from you sometimes. Okay, it just depends. But I think that's the main thing. But yeah, you'll hear messages. Okay. Third one, clairsentience. You'll be more empathetic. Okay. We are empaths. Basically, you'll be more sensitive as a soul towards others. Okay. You will start to understand about energy. You will feel others' energy, okay, as well as yours. You will understand who's more in the dark and who's more in the light. And you won't want to be around certain people that are very dark. Okay? You will pick up on it right away on who's ever around you. You will notice it. You'll walk in a room and you'll be able to pick up who's who. Okay, and what kind of energy they carry, and if you want to be around them or not. But you will start to understand energy. You can heal. You can heal yourself, and you can heal others, guys, depending on how strong your ability is. I'll just leave that there. Sensations in the body. This is a big one for me because when I have a confirmation from Spirit about certain information, sometimes my leg will tingle like crazy. My whole lower leg, below the knee, I know it's a confirmation. Okay, I had to learn this. And Spirit showed me over and over again to understand what was happening. But yeah, you'll get like chills or tingles, sometimes aches and pains. But everything with this Clair has everything to do with the feeling in the body. Okay. And let's see, I want to make sure I got everything on that one. Yeah. Okay. So the last one, claircognizant. This one, you can be a fast thinker or talker. Okay, sometimes I'm more tapped in than others, so sometimes I can just talk and talk and talk. Other times I struggle, but I know sometimes my throat chakra is being attacked. And if you don't understand that, guys, yeah, they don't want certain information out, so they can attack your throat chakra. And yeah, for me. You like to read and write? Okay, hermit mode. You'll want to be alone. You'll want to be alone a lot. You won't want to be around a bunch of people. Okay, because you realize that you are in a peaceful state of mind. You get information, you get DNA downloads. Spirit talks to you, in many different ways. And you can communicate with the natural world. And I've talked about my bees and birds and deer. There's so many different ways that spirit communicates with me when I know I'm being sent a message. And it's not always really strong, but it depends on how much I have been meditating or in a quiet place to where I can, hear things happening around me, the messages I'm being sent. And I know I need to be out there more right now. So yeah, Spirit's like, hello, get on it. Oh, here's a big one. You're like a lie detector. You can tell when people are lying to you. And yeah, one of my abilities. And I may not announce that I know you're lying, but I pay attention. And I keep tabs. And, it's just one of the gifts. It's one of the abilities that you have. But, you become like a Inspector Gadget. You remember that? Remember that show? As a kid, I watched that show all the time. Da 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 da, Inspector Gadget. Da 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 da, doo doo. I love that show. But yeah, you basically come like a detective, guys. You start being sent information, and everything just starts coming together like a puzzle, right? You receive information, psychic information, downloads from spirit through thoughts. Okay. And I think that's basically it. Oh my gosh, I finally got my video done after 4 or 5 times of trying, guys. So anyways, these are spiritual gifts. And the more you heal, the more you're tapped in. And the Spirit will show you your gifts and how to use them. And you will be sent information. And you will be able to communicate through the spiritual realm. This plane down here is not all there is. And once you start your healing journey, these gifts are going to start to slowly come online for you. So when you start noticing these things, you're not going to freak out. You're not going to say, what the heck is going on and what's happening to me? You're not going to feel like you're going crazy, okay? Because I know I did. I went through my journey alone. And it was kind of like me in spirit. I was in hermit mode a lot. And showed me how to get through. Showed me the way. And I'm here to help show you as well. So that you don't think you're just losing it. Right? Spirituality is all about understanding that everything is connected. It is oneness, through the law of one, through universal law. And I just heard that noise, guys. Confirmation. I don't know if you heard that. It was an engine starting up. But we're all connected. Okay, we are all spiritually connected, whether you understand this or not. But we are all divine beings under God with abilities. We are his children, so we have abilities. But you have to know how to access them, how to activate them. Okay? And the only way that you're going to get there is by doing the healing within yourself. To come back to God, to release all the darkness off of you and heal. And you do this by opening up your chakras, spending time alone, asking God for help, connecting with spirit, being in nature, meditating. There's so many different ways to connect. But when you start healing all the pain and suffering that you've had your whole life, you start releasing all that darkness off of you through your tears, through your emotions. Your emotions are there for a reason. They're not there for you to hide them. Okay, you got to release your pain through your emotions. The more you avoid, the more you carry darkness. A lot of time you're taught to not feel your emotions. No, that's not the way to heal. The way to heal is to cry it out, to relive that experience, to live it detail by detail, and to let it go. And a weight will feel like a weight will come off of you. Okay, and you'll be amazed. And you do this one thing at a time. Okay, one trauma at a time. Keep doing this over and over again. And the lighter you will become. And your gifts are going to start to come online. So I want you to be aware of these and not start freaking out like I did, not understanding what was going on. But that's why there's so many YouTubers out there explaining about this stuff. They're all over social media because they've gone through it. I've gone through it. We're all on here to help teach you so you don't freak out, because times are changing. We're moving into the age of Aquarius. The frequency is changing to a higher one. Okay, and you need to be aware of these things. And take it all in, guys, and realize that these are blessings. Okay, these are gifts. It's not going to be something you're used to, but be grateful for them. And don't misuse them. Especially don't misuse them, okay? Because we are all powerful. But if you take all of the blessings and gifts into the wrong direction, you might lose them. You can definitely lose them. That's up to spirit, but I'm just saying, we are moving into the golden age, into the light, where things are going to be so much better, but we're in transition. And you're seeing a lot of stuff come up right now through the lies and manipulation, control, everything. From so many people and places, things, whatever. But be aware of your gifts, respect your gifts, and be grateful for them. All right. That's it for the Clairs today, guys. This is Kristen from A Voice in a View. Peace, love, and light. Love you all. Keep healing. Bye.